Imagine waking up to palm trees, pastel sunsets, and streets so charming they feel like a movie set. But here's the thing. These aren't tourist traps or overhyped hotspots. They're real towns, hidden across Florida, where life feels like a permanent vacation. Today, I'm revealing the 10 most beautiful small towns to live in Florida. And trust me, by the end, you'll be checking Zillow. Ready to discover the places even locals want to keep secret? Let's dive in. Number 10. Mount Dora, the lakeside gem. Let's start in Central Florida, where Mount Dora sits quietly on the edge of Lake Dora. This is the kind of place where time slows down. Picture cobblestone streets lined with antique shops, art galleries, and historic homes draped in Spanish moss. On weekends, the whole town comes alive with craft fairs, farmers markets, and the sound of jazz drifting from a lakeside cafe. The sunsets here? They're legendary. Golden light reflecting off the water, painting the sky in colors you didn't know existed. Mount Dora isn't just beautiful, it's a community. Neighbors wave, porch swings creak, and every corner feels like a scene from a classic movie. If you want small-town charm with a dash of lakeside magic, this is your starting point. Number 9. Apalachicola, Old Florida, untouched. Head to the Forgotten Coast, and you'll find Apalachicola, a town that feels like a secret handshake among locals. Here, the pace is slow, the seafood is fresh, and the history is as thick as the Spanish moss in the oaks. Wooden boats bob in the harbor, and the air smells like salt and oysters. The downtown is a patchwork of pastel buildings, quirky boutiques, and oyster bars where you'll hear stories that go back generations. Apalachicola is the kind of place where you can walk barefoot to the water, watch dolphins play in the bay, and feel like you've stepped back in time. It's not flashy, but that's the point. This is real, unspoiled Florida, where the only thing more beautiful than the view is the sense of peace you'll find here. Number 8. Dunedin, the artsy beach town. Now, let's swing over to the Gulf Coast, just north of Clearwater, to Dunedin. This town is a hidden masterpiece, vibrant, walkable, and bursting with color. Murals cover the walls, craft breweries line the streets, and the scent of fresh-baked bread drifts from local bakeries. Dunedin's downtown is alive with music, art festivals, and the kind of quirky shops you only find in places with real soul. But the real magic? The beaches. Honeymoon Island and Caladesi Island are just a bike ride away. White sand, turquoise water, and sunsets that will ruin you for anywhere else. Dunedin is where creative energy meets coastal calm, and every day feels like a celebration. Number 7. Fernandina Beach, Victorian elegance by the sea. Travel up to Amelia Island and you'll discover Fernandina Beach, a town that looks like it was built for storybooks. Victorian mansions line the streets, horse-drawn carriages clop past boutique shops, and the air is filled with the scent of jasmine and sea breeze. The historic downtown is a treasure trove of antique stores, cozy cafes, and seafood restaurants where the shrimp is caught just offshore. Walk a few blocks, and you're on a beach that feels endless. Soft sand, rolling dunes, and the Atlantic stretching to the horizon. Fernandina Beach is elegance without pretense. A place where history and nature blend seamlessly, and every day feels like a gentle escape. Number 6. Seaside, the perfect beach village. If you've ever seen The Truman Show, you've seen Seaside. This master-planned town on the Emerald Coast is almost too perfect to be real. Pastel cottages, white picket fences, and a town square that hosts farmers markets, outdoor movies, and live music under the stars. The streets are made for walking or biking, and every path leads to the beach. Sugar white sand and water so clear it looks photoshopped. Seaside is a community built for connection. Neighbors gather for sunset, kids ride bikes until dark, and the whole place feels like a summer dream that never ends. It's beautiful, yes, but it's also a blueprint for how good life can be when design and nature work together. Number 5. Venice, the shark-tooth capital. Head down the Gulf Coast and you'll find Venice, a town where Mediterranean architecture meets laid-back Florida living. The downtown is a blend of palm-lined boulevards, sidewalk cafes, and boutiques selling everything from art to antiques. But Venice's real claim to fame is its beaches. Wide, uncrowded, and famous for the prehistoric shark teeth that wash up on shore. Locals hunt for treasures in the sand, kayak through mangrove tunnels, and gather for drum circles as the sun sets. Venice is a place where every day feels like a vacation, and the only thing more beautiful than the scenery is the sense of discovery waiting around every corner. Number 4. Cedar Key, the island time machine. Now, let's get off the beaten path. Cedar Key is a tiny island town on Florida's Gulf Coast, where time moves at its own pace. There are no chain stores, no traffic lights, just weathered docks, colorful cottages, and pelicans gliding over the water. The main street is lined with seafood shacks, art galleries, and old bars where locals swap stories as the sun goes down. Life here is simple: fishing at dawn, kayaking through the backwaters, and watching the world slow down to a gentle rhythm. Cedar Key is a place to unplug, unwind, and remember what it feels like to truly relax. Number 3. Anna Maria Island, the laid-back paradise. Just south of Tampa Bay, Anna Maria Island is a slice of old Florida that refuses to change. No high-rises, no fast food, just 7 miles of pure, unspoiled beach. The streets are lined with pastel cottages, bikes outnumber cars, and the local ice cream shop is a community hub. Mornings start with coffee on the porch, afternoons are for paddleboarding in the bay, and evenings end with toes in the sand, watching the sky turn pink and gold. Anna Maria is a place where neighbors know your name, where the biggest decision is which beach to visit, and where every day feels like a gift. Number 2. Rosemary Beach, the upscale hideaway. On the Emerald Coast, you'll find Rosemary Beach, a town that feels like a secret shared among friends. Cobblestone streets, European-inspired architecture, and lush green spaces create an atmosphere that's both elegant and inviting. The town square is alive with farmers markets, wine tastings, and live music, while the beach is a stretch of powdery sand and emerald water that feels almost private. Rosemary Beach is where luxury meets community, where you can sip a cocktail at a rooftop bar, then join your neighbors for a bonfire on the sand. It's beautiful, exclusive, and yet somehow it feels like home. Number 1. Key West, the end of the road, the start of paradise. And now, the crown jewel, Key West, the southernmost point in the continental U.S., where the road ends and paradise begins. Key West is a riot of color, conch houses painted in pastels, bougainvillea spilling over fences, and sunsets that draw crowds to Mallory Square every night. The streets are alive with music, laughter, and the scent of Cuban coffee. Here, roosters roam free, artists sell paintings on the sidewalk, and every day feels like a festival. But Key West isn't just a party, it's a community. Locals gather for sunrise yoga on the pier, fish off the docks, and share stories in bars that have been here for a century. The island is a blend of history, culture, and natural beauty that's impossible to replicate. It's a place where you can lose yourself and find yourself at the same time. So, what's the secret these towns share? It's not just the palm trees or the sunsets. It's the feeling you get when you walk down a street and realize you're exactly where you're supposed to be. It's the sense of belonging, the slower pace, the connection to nature and community. These towns aren't just beautiful. They're built for living, for finding peace, for making memories, for waking up every day and thinking, I can't believe I get to live here. And yes, by now, you're probably already checking Zillow. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.